That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs the same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of two words: play ball.
And welcome back to Game 2 of the 2019 Dixie Junior Boys State Championship. We're in Game 2 today because Sumter, the one-loss team, beat Beaufort, the undefeated team. With that being said, that means Beaufort needs to lose one more time to officially be eliminated from this tournament. So this is a do-or-die game. You need to win to be champions. Why didn't I give you the new ones? Sorry about that confusion there, folks. There's a couple different lineups up here with the new start of the game. Number 7 for Sumter County. Chase Denton is going to lead off Sumter, who is now technically the home team for this series game. All that really means is they're going to be up to bat second. Now, last game, in case you missed it, Sumter took advantage of every opportunity that they could to put together quite a couple streaks in the early innings to really win the game 9-5. They kind of toned down a little bit after the 4th inning, scoring all 9 runs in the first 4. Beaufort County came back a little bit, making it the final score of 9-5. But what really kind of was the Achilles heel of Beaufort County was just uncharacteristic errors and mistakes and hesitations, which is not like them. So hopefully they kind of shook it off a little bit and they'll be ready to go. And it'll be more of a battle of the Titans for this game. Leadoff batter for this game is going to be number 23, Dietrich Schufert. He was also the leadoff batter for them the first game, and the lineups pretty much remain the same. The only thing we're going to see some changes in are probably going to be the pitchers. Children at this age can only pitch 95 times before they're capped. Sorry, teenagers. They're teenagers. I'm sure all of them at home are yelling at me saying I'm 13. So here we go, Game 2 at Oscar Frazier Field 2. A do-or-die game to establish who's the champion and who's the finalist of the state tournament. First pitch, strike 1. Our plate umpire today is Perry Funny, replacing Mark Renix. My apologies. Nate Lineberger is our plate umpire. Perry Funny is one of our base, and Jim Hinson is the other base umpire. 0-2 count right now. Looks like they're dissecting the ball down there. We're fortunate enough to have a real all-star lineup up here, up in the press box, with Matt Watts actually calling the game live for the people here at the stadium, really putting it all together for the state championship game. Number 23, Schufert, strikes out with his first at-bat.
Next to the bat will be number 21, Kyler McKeever.
Number 21, Kyler McKeever, now up to bat. Started off the game a little rocky, but ended up finishing really strong with some good base running and some solid hitting at the end of last game. And continuing with his positive flow, he hits it right in between the shortstop and the second baseman for a single. Now up to bat, number 27, Logan Pritchard, the real star of the infield last game with numerous amounts of plays, keeping Beaufort alive in that last game up until the final inning. Looks like we got McKeever stealing second, looking more like himself that he did the whole rest of the tournament. A little bit more pep in his step, and he looks ready to go. Count right now is 1-0. Butcher preparing, coiling up, ready to get the next ball going. Good hit in the gap right there. Kyle McKeever looks like he's going to round third, and he's staying. Eddie Rodriguez tells him to stay. A good hit right there by Butcher. Next up to bat, number 10, Hudson Mullen.
Number 10, Hudson Mullen.
As we stated in the previous game, Hudson Mullen's father is actually former Major League pitcher Scott Mullen, so good bloodline there, a lot of good genes in there. Hopefully he can use those skills that he was given to will Beaufort onto a victory. Foul ball, and once again, Hudson Mullen, after hitting the ball 5 times at Coach Guerrera in the previous game, likes to add another statistic to that and puts number 6 right at him. My apologies, folks. Coach Rodriguez. Whew. I was actually referring to Eddie Guerrero, the WWE wrestler, who I was a huge fan of when I was a kid. But my apologies, folks. Good hit right there by Hudson as the guy comes home. McKeever. Oh, slides underneath. Butcher staying. That was quite an athletic play by the third baseman, number 10, Ben Reynolds, but Butcher taking underneath him, sliding, getting marked home for safe as one run comes in as McKeever seems to be the McKeever that we saw in the previous days and brings home his first home run. Next up to bat, number 11, Braden Deneen. Called a case of the giggles up here at the press box, but we're finally shaking it off here. Nice little tap there. Sacrificial run, but doesn't count because they do have 3 outs already. That's 10.
For
Chase Denton, just 10 pitches.
10 pitches.
But still allowed 1 run, but did a pretty good job considering there was some very good hitting and base running. Your pitcher for Beaufort County is actually going to be the third baseman, Butcher. Logan Butcher, number 27, had a spectacular game out at third base in just the previous game a couple hours ago. Now he's going to try to show his skills up on the mound. Behind the plate, we have Hudson Mullen, who has tried to take out his coach, Eddie Rodriguez, quite a number of times with some foul balls.
Starting pitcher for Beaufort County will be number 27, Logan Butcher.
Letting Butcher warm up here a little bit. I have yet to see him pitch, but seeing his arm strength from third base all the way to first base, I know he's got some power behind there, so let's just see if he can take that power and accurately place it in the strike zone for Nate Lineberger. Leadoff batter for Sumter is going to be Mr. 100%er Sean Rouse, who had 100% base percentage last time up. Every time he was up, he got on base, and every time he hit the ball, he brought people in except the last time at bat. But heck of a game last time, and he's hoping to continue his good fortune into this one.
Leading off for Sumter will be number 2, Sean Rouse.
With this game, we still have Officer Craig here on the pitch count doing a great job maintaining law and order from the press box. First pitch, far ball outside. Looks like that was actually a strike. 0-1 strike. Here comes the second pitch. Ball outside. Took a little bounce before it even got to the catcher. And on the score sheets, we actually have one of the athletic supervisors, Ryan Massey, done a spectacular job. This is his first state tournament. Doing pretty well for a young man. Strike 2. 1-2 is the count right now. Comes the next pitch. Struck him out. Sean Rouse. First time not on base today, so a little bit odd scenario for him, but he's got plenty of time left in this game. Next up to bat, number 9, Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones.
Here's the umpires having an issue with the fan behind the plate. Puts him in order, and right back to the game we go. Good hit there. Straight on first base. A little bit of a stumble there, but number 11, Braden Deneen, recaptures the ball and tags him out at first base. Next up to bat, we got number 11, Clark Kenny. He was the star of last game. Let's see if he can continue to shine bright in this next game. He's unfortunately out of pitching. He can no longer pitch today, but did a very good job at shortstop at his last time out and can always make an impact batting. First pitch is for a ball. One and one is the count. You pay attention to Kenny's stance. He has a nice wide stance, but brings his front foot almost out of the batter's box. Almost completely out of the batter's box. But with power like he has, the ball gets down. Looks like he's going to have a nice single there. Next up to bat, number 3, Jess Swedler.
Next up, that'll be number 3, Jess Swedler.
Kenny taking a nice, healthy lead there on first base. Butcher doesn't even seem bothered. Mullins, good throw, good placement, just a little bit late. Kenny continues to shine bright in these games versus Beaufort. Good hit out there to the out left field. Still in play, but it looks like it is going to bring Kenny home to tie up the game 1-1, and it's a good RBI double. Score is now tied up 1-1. Sumter already continuing their aggressive base running and good ball placement. Next up to bat, number 10, Ben Reynolds. Looks like they're bringing in a pinch runner. Believe it's number 18, Matthew Lauzone. So number 18 is going to take over at second base. They did this last game too. He must be a pretty good runner. Butcher's getting called for a bulk right now, which actually happened to Kenny last game, but actually cost them a run. But this puts him in even closer position. Right now, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs in the inning. This is a great opportunity for Sumter to take the lead. Ball 2. Three balls for Ben Reynolds. Is a little bit of confusion. Think he thought he had 4, but he's got to come back in the box one more time. Strike 1. 3-1 is the count right now, and Butcher trying to work his way back into a full count. Far ball outside for ball 4. Ben Reynolds takes first base. Next up to bat, number 5, Hayden Mims.
Now batting be number 5, Hayden Mims.
A little bit of confusion right there by Hudson Mullen. Seems to be communicating with his dugout about something. Foul ball. Ooh, fair ball. Number 18 scores the pinch runner, so the score is now 2-1, and a nice RBI double for number 5, Hayden Mims. Next up to bat, number 14, Bryson Hodge.
Next up to bat is number 14, Bryson Hodge.
One of the few changes Sumter actually made is they flipped Bryson Hodge and Chase Denton in the batting lineup. Maybe some type of strategy move on their part, or they accidentally did it. Either way, number 14 is now up to bat. Far ball outside for ball 1. Hearing some pretty passionate fans down there. Good atmosphere they got going. Mullen pump fakes to third base. So another fun fact about Mullen is he's actually only 12 years old, and he should have been playing in the Ozone tournament, but his ability and level of play is so high he was allowed to play up. Obviously, when your father is a major league pitcher, you got some good things going for you there in the Department of Athletics. Ball 4. Now the bases are loaded for number 7, Chase Denton. So two outs, bases loaded, up 2-1. Sumter looking to take advantage and get an early score, more scores on the board, similar to last game. Strike 1. It's a beautiful day for baseball here in Bluffton, South Carolina. As the ball gets away, Ben Reynolds giving himself a nice round of applause there for crossing home plate. That now makes the score 3-1 on a bobbled catch by Mullen. So far, the layout of the score is looking very similar to the first game. Sumter scoring early on. They're calling that first one a strike. 1-1 is the count right now. One and 2 is the count. Our apologies there. And number 7 gets hit with the ball pretty hard, but shakes it off, takes his base. Once again, bases loaded for number 4, Blake Van Patten. With 2 outs, and Butcher's got to try to get his way out of this situation. He takes a quick pan of the bases to see if anybody's being generous with how much room they're giving to the bases. Ball gets away, and once again, safe. That was a tough call right there for Lineberger, but number 5 just beats Butcher to home plate. So that now makes the score 4-1, and it's really looking like the score of the first inning of last game. Still up to bat, number 4, Blake Van Patten. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1. Got him out there. Good teamwork there. And that now takes us to the end of the first inning with your score, Sumter 4, Beaufort County 1. We'll be back here at the County Channel to the start of the second inning.
Young students learn how to read, and then they read to learn, and this is a skill that will carry with them for the rest of their lives. I am Erin Reichert, Beaufort County School District Teacher of the Year. Live United.
Now at the top of the second inning, we have number 6, Kevin Brown, leadoff batter for Beaufort County. Kevin Brown, another star for Beaufort County, making plays in a lot of different roles. First pitch was a ball, top of the second inning. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Strike. 1-1 is the call right now. Now, if you do remember, number 7, Chase Denton, did finish off the last game for Sumter, so he only has a limited number of pitches left. Still safe. Must have never had clear possession of the ball. Kind of going into some of the problems that the NFL has had recently with what is considered a catch with the ground. But considered safe, Kevin Brown is on first base. Next up to bat, number 13, Owen Harwell, the DH.
Now batting, number 13, Owen Harwell.
Sumter's coach shimmying on out there. What about adjectives, man? Seems to have a brief discussion with umpire Perry Funny. And he struts on back to his. And back to field of play. 0-0 right now on the count. No balls, no strikes. No outs with Kevin Brown on first base. Beaufort has got to try to capitalize early on to stay with Sumter County. They can't take as long to try to stop Sumter County from scoring. But deep ball gets down infield. Nice single right there. Kevin Brown's now on second. And number 13, Owen Harwell, is on first base. Now up to bat, your new third baseman filling in for Brutcher, Jaden Andrews. Jaden Andrews made a couple of really good plays at first base in the first game. Now he just flips field and showing his versatility going from first to third. Two guys on base, no outs, 0 balls, 0 strikes. Once again, Kevin Brown, the focal point of the pitchers. This is a long stare down here. Pitch comes in. Nice little bouncing ball right there. Going for the double play. Safe. Did get the man out at second, but Jaden Andrews does make it to first base safely. Kevin Brown now on third base in great scoring position for number 5, Carter Zariva. Like I said, beautiful day out there today. Not too hot like it has been in the previous days. Nice clear sky. Every now and again I start my sentence and don't realize where I'm going with it. And that's why I'm on the county channel now. All joking aside though, got a great game here for us. Zariva looking to bring Kevin Brown home and possibly put Andrews in scoring position. Andrews gets caught, not really sure. Got him out. That almost worked. Jaden Andrews did a great job of distracting everybody, and Kevin Brown is not able to take advantage of it and bring that run home. But alert play right there by Sumter. 2 outs right now and down to just 1 base runner. Far ball outside. Lineberger keeps a little bit tighter of a strike zone than Hinson does. Hinson really likes the far outside in the strike zone. Not seeing that as much today, so pitchers are going to have to get used to that in this second game. Ball 2. My apologies. Ball 3. There's a good pitch right there. Strike. That was a great decision right there by number 7, Chase Denton. One of the better pickoff attempts I've seen this state tournament. Just was not successful. As I mentioned, County Channel state champion legend Matthew Watts over here giving me some pointers as I talk our way through this game. Little nerve-wracking right now. Ball falls right in. Great job by Go. Beaufort County's hesitation seems to nip them in the heels again. They still are alive, but once again missed out on a scoring opportunity. We've seen that a couple times in the first game. Just a little hesitant at times. Back at the top of the lineup with number 23, Dietrich Schuford. Got a man at third and first, and we've seen this before for Beaufort County in this inning, but unable to capitalize. Ball one. Still a tight game, and Beaufort needs to stay active early on before the game gets away from them and they have to fight their way back. This is a high ball. 2-0 the count. Chase Denton trying to work his poker face out there, trying to throw people off with his pickoffs. Unfortunately today we won't have any good play right there. Good, and he out. No runs allowed in that inning. Even though there was quite a number of times that Beaufort had the opportunity to score, they were unable to.
Total pitches for Sumter's Chase Denton, 23. 23 pitches.
Now over these last 2 weeks, we've had quite a number of different voices on the county channel. From Toby Coella, who's done a pretty okay job when he was on here. From Matthew Watts to Alan Arsenal. Quite a number of them, lots of different voices, lots of different views of baseball, and a lot of knowledge. Looks like they're going to keep Butcher out there for Beaufort County. Coming to us live from the drone view. Oh, and it cleared on out, or we would have had a better view of the field for just a little bit longer. We're going to take a brief intermission. We'll be right back with the county channel. Welcome back to the Dixie Junior Boys State Tournament Championship game. We are at the bottom of the second with your score 4, Sumter, 1, Beaufort County. Up to bat for Sumter is number 4, Blake Van Patten. Butcher's done a pretty good job after that early inning where he allowed 4 runs. He's definitely rebounded pretty well. First pitch is a ball. Really got to give Butcher credit having all of that hair on such hot days. But another ball. Really aiming for number 4's head, it appeared like, but ducked on down, remained safe. Foul tip back, 2-1 the count right now. Butcher receives the pitch. Ball 3 outside. 3-1 is the count. It's been a little bit slower pace of a game compared to the first one, but I'm sure the guys are quite tired. Great catch right there by number 10, Hudson Mullen, who actually moves from the catcher position out to second base. Next up at bat for Sumter, number 2, Sean Rouse. A little bit disappointed with his first at bat in this second game here, but hoping that he can rebound and get himself back on base. Already starts off well, right to Jaden Andrews, but Rouse is fast. Still, the ball is faster and beats him to the plate. Next up to bat, number 9, Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones.
Something Rouse hasn't been used to, walking back to the dugout after at bat without rounding those bases. High ball in the right field. Caught right there by Mr. All Over the Field. Kevin Brown plays almost every position. That brings us to the end of the second inning. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll meet back up at the top of the third inning. We'll be right back on the County Channel.
At the most fundamental level of all of the students' subjects. All the subjects are interwoven and interrelated to their reading skills. It is the one thing that leads them to the greatest amount of success as they move along through their academics. This is a skill that will carry with them for the rest of their lives. I am Erin Reichert, Beaufort County School District Teacher of the Year. Live United.
All right, and welcome back to the Beaufort County presentation of the Dixie Junior Boys State Championship game. This is the top of the third inning with number 21, Kyler McKeever, who scored the only run for Beaufort County last time out. Fair ball right over the third baseline. He's going to go for 2 here, and Kyler McKeever got some good feet on him. Ball's still bouncing around, but the shortstop finally corrals it in here. Next up to bat, number 27, Brucher, who's been the pitcher for Beaufort County. So one thing we are fortunate enough to have here at this week's tournament has been the drone that kind of gives us a bird eye view. Hasn't been too big of a favored thing for some of the coaches and some of the umpires because they do not like the sound, or they don't realize that it's on live TV and have kind of even made gestures to throw something at it. But overall, it gives you as a fan and a viewer a great point of view for the action. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch is a strike on the bottom left end side of that strike zone. No outs right now. Man on second, McKeever, who's always dangerous to score. Strike 2. 1 and 2 is now the count. Butcher finds himself behind on a count that he was once up on. Got all of that ball, but it was foul, unfortunately. Sumter's catcher wants to walk out there, have a brief conversation with number 7, Chase Denton. Denton's done a fairly good job of pitching so far today, keeping Beaufort County's normally high-flying offense detained, very similar to how Clark Kenny did in the first game. All right, we're all back in our normal positions. Two and two's the count right now. Butcher last game took a little bit to get warmed up when he was batting, but ended up connecting pretty well in the late games, rallying Beaufort back just a little bit. 3 and 2, full count right now. First full count we've seen for Chase Denton. Far outside and walks Butcher. That makes 2 men on base right now, which we've seen all in the second inning, but Beaufort County was unable to capitalize. Let's see if they can change their fortune and capitalize on this. Next up to bat, we have a fairly decorated family of baseball players. Number 10, Hudson Mullen. So Hudson's father actually played for Kansas City until 2003 and actually finished off with the Dodgers that year, which kind of fitting considering that Beaufort County's jerseys look like the LA Dodgers jerseys. Pitch comes in, that's going to be a ball. One and 0 is the count right now.
Hey, we're right here, 7. Let's go, Chase.
Here comes the pitch. Good contact. Once again, Hudson Mullen aiming for his coach, Eddie Rodriguez. I don't know if Hudson has a vendetta out for his coach, but for some reason that ball is like a magnet to Coach Eddie. How'd he call a strike on that one there? One and 2 is the count right there. Seemed like a really close inside pitch to be called a strike, but that is why I'm not an umpire, ladies and gentlemen. 2 and 2 is the count. Receives the signal, winds back. A little off the mark for aiming for Eddie Rodriguez, but Hudson Mullen really likes to pull that ball right towards the third base, way past the third baseline. 2-2's the count. Score is still 4-1 at the bottom of the third, or top of the third. Another foul ball right there by Mullen. 2-2's the count. High fly ball. Called out. And that is the first out of the inning.
Beaufort County, number 11, Braden Deneen.
Now batting number 11, Braden Deneen. 2 men on base. McKeever on second, Butcher on first, with Deneen hoping to bring him in and almost doing like a stop, drop, and roll type of deal to get out of the way of that ball. Ball close inside there. Deneen getting reset up and back in his stance. Here comes the pitch. Good hit, but right to the outfield. That's 2 outs. Now up to bat, number 6, Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown.
2 outs right now in this inning with, once again, men on base. Good hit right there, right at the pitcher. And still got him out. Good rebound right there. Once again, Beaufort, for the second inning in a row, is held scoreless with men in position to score, with ducks on the pond, as they like to say.
Beaufort County is constantly changing and we'll keep you informed. The County Channel, your source for what's happening in Beaufort County. From County Council to the Town of Hilton Head School Board and local events, the County Channel will keep you up to date. For a complete listing of the County Channel schedule, go to bcgov.net, click on the County Channel, and choose your selection. For live coverage of Beaufort County meetings, boards, and commissions, it's the County Channel.
Did you know Beaufort County has a trash and litter ordinance? Violating this ordinance can land you a hefty fine. For more information, go to bcgov.net/code enforcement.
Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning, where we have Sumter County up to bat with a 4-1 lead on Beaufort County. Sumter was the winner of the first game, which is the reason we are playing this game right now. Now up to bat for Sumter is going to be number 11, Clark Kinney. Clark Kinney in the last game had 100% base percentage, getting on the base, and a 3-1 home run, along with a tremendous performance on the mound of pitching. Now, Kinney likes to have a nice wide stance when he bats, with his front foot almost completely out of the batter's box, or what is left of the batter's box. Chopper right there to shortstop. Skip and bounce, and he is out. Perry Funny adding a little bit of dramatics to the call with a little bit of a delay.
Now batting for Sumter will be number 3, Jess Schwindler.
Next up to bat, number 3, Jess Schwindler. Strike one on the first pitch. Butcher has been able to find the bottom right end of that strike zone quite a number of times. Still a tight game. 1-1 right now. Here comes the next pitch. Pop-up ball. Still inside the park. Looks like it's probably going to be a double. Once again, Sumter has great ball placement, and their ability to get on base, complemented by their aggressive base running style, contributes to their early leads in games. Number 10, Ben Reynolds up to bat now for Sumter. And Butcher with one out, looking to try to get out number 2, get out of this inning unscathed. First pitch way outside to the right corner. Brushes him back a little bit there. 2-0 the count. Ball 3, 3 straight balls for Logan Butcher. Really working that bottom right corner. Looks like his catcher's going to go out there and talk to him, throwing the ball to him. Maybe one of our last opportunities to thank our sponsors like Outback Steakhouse, Wendy's, Station 300, and Local Pie, who did an absolute great job of sponsoring some of the food for the staff and putting up some signs. Strike 1, 3-1's the count. We are in the bottom of the third inning right now with a score of 4-1 Sumter. Foul ball. So we now have a full count, 3-2. And Butcher walks number 10, Ben Reynolds. Next up to bat, number 5, Hayden Mims.
Now batting for Sumter will be number 5, Hayden Mims.
Oh, and an error. That's going to allow number 18, the pinch runner, to skate around. That's Matthew Lauzon to add to Sumter's score, 5-1. One out.
Now batting number 14, Bryson Hodge.
Now batting number 14, Bryson Hodge, who has switched his position in the batting lineup with Chase Denton, the now pitcher for Sumter. First pitch is a strike. Third base is stolen. Coming home. Once again, maybe some miscommunication between the catcher and the pitcher on who was going to play the ball allows Ben Reynolds to skate in. We've seen this a number of times from Beaufort in the past 2 games, which is just not like them at all. Now we're only in the bottom of the third inning, so there's a lot of time to rebound from this. Called for a balk right there. Perry Funny appears to be laying down the law out there, allowing number 5 to go from second base to third base on the balk call. That now makes strike 2 for number 14, Bryson Hodge. Looks like we got a full count. Foul ball. And that's a ball. 4 balls, second walk of the inning allowed by Butcher. Next up to bat is Sumter's pitcher right now. Number 7, Chase Denton. Eddie Rodriguez coming out to the mound right now. Looks like he's going to be switching pitchers. The new pitcher is number 9, Ross Putnam. Eddie Rodriguez is going to walk over to the walkie-talkie to come up and call up his sub.
I got it, Eddie. 9 coming in. Got it. Final pitch count.
51 for Butcher.
Butcher. Say that again, number?
Number 9, Ross
51.
Putnam is the new pitcher for Beaufort County, hoping to
51.
kind of tourniquet the bleeding here.
New pitcher for Beaufort County will be, what's his first name?
Ross Putnam.
Will now be number 9, Ross Putnam.
Now, the score right now is 6-1 in the bottom of the third inning. This game is looking extremely similar to game 1, with Sumter getting a very hot early lead, forcing Beaufort to change pitchers to hopefully stop the bleeding. But what has kind of been Beaufort's downfall is early mistakes in the game with just errors and hesitations, not due to their ability to play. They definitely have the skill level, but just little things here that happen in baseball, just balls not bouncing their way, to say it in just a layman's term. All right, after Ross Putnam's all warmed up now, number 7, Chase Denton's going to step back into the box here, and we're going to continue at the bottom of the third. "1-0 is the count right now. It's number 14, Bryson Hodge, takes advantage of that mishandled ball by the catcher and scampers over to second base. Number 5 looking to come home. "2-0 the count right now, with 2 balls, no strikes, and only 1 out for this inning. Foul tip back. That now evens the count at 2-2.
Please get that drone away from third base. He's driving crazy. We literally never had anything.
Here we go. 2 guys in scoring position. A strike was called. Looks like 2-2 is still the count.
Do you want me to announce that those teams are both won the World Series? I mean, at the end of the game, don't worry about it.
Ball hit. It's going to hit down. 2 runners are going to come home right now. And 8-1 is now the score for Sumter. Once again, great ball placement by them. Saw that left fielder was a little bit to the inside and placed the ball perfectly between the foul line and the outfielder. Now batting, number 4, Blake Van Patten. One man still on base. He's got a hefty lead. Once again, a mishandled ball by Beaufort's catcher. Something you don't really want to see if you're Beaufort right now is a man on second. A poorly placed ball, but that's okay. He was on the ground, didn't pop up fast enough. Something you don't want to see, as I was mentioning, is only 1 out and getting ready to go back to the top of the lineup with when you have guys on Sumter like Sean Rouse, Dylan Jones, and Clark Kenny, who are all very effective base runners. And nice bunt. Mishandled. And did get him as the ball is thrown to the first baseman, Logan Butcher. That makes 2 outs right now with number 2, Sean Rouse, up to bat. Last game had 100% base percentage. This game has yet to get on base, so let's see if he can kind of jumpstart himself back into the rhythm that he was doing in the first game. Got a man on third. Good hit right there to deep center field, caught, and that's 3 outs. So with that said, Ross Putnam gets himself out of an even tougher situation to be in, allowing 2 runs, but gets out of the inning without any more damage. At the end of inning 3, the final score for the 3rd inning is 8-1, Sumter leading. We'll be right back at the County Channel.
Clean, quality habitats are essential to the animals of the low country. Wetlands like this are great places for baby alligators like these little guys. They need proper habitat so that they can find their food, stay protected, and reproduce. And wetlands are especially important for fish, birds, amphibians, and other life. Join us for Coastal Kingdom, a field trip through the low country and a chance to meet some of the animals that live here.
All right, and welcome back to the top of the 4th inning here. Sumter leading Beaufort County 8-1. Now, before this game, Beaufort County was the last remaining undefeated team before they were defeated in the championship game forcing a second what-if championship game. So for a brief description of what that means is this is a double loss elimination bracket. So you have to lose 2 times in order to be completely eliminated from the bracket. Beaufort, being that they were undefeated, have to lose 2 times, forcing Sumter to play twice. Leadoff batter for Beaufort County in this inning is number 13, Owen Harwell. First pitch is a ball. Foul ball deep behind home plate. 1-1 is the count.
What color you want? Red. Red. We got navy blue, like a.
1-2 is the count.
There's also like a navy. Navy one looks pretty good.
I'm gonna grab it with my wife.
Red medium. Red medium. Yeah, red medium. Yeah.
And hits the batter. Number 13 gets clipped in the hip, and he's going to take first base.
No, it's first wide. He didn't get a shirt.
No.
Okay. All right.
You know how medium would look.
Guys, they can hear every. Guys, they can hear you on TV.
This line the whole time. This is Ross Butler. Who's he batting for? Jaden Andrews? How is he in service for Jaden Andrews?
Now batting number 9, Ross Putnam,
Now batting number 9, Ross Putnam.
who appears to be replacing number 17, Jaden Andrews, in the batting lineup.
So they had to re-enter somebody because Brutcher, okay. Brutcher must have went to first.
Butcher went to first.
And then who was at first? Deneen went to third. So Andrews is out again. That's what I'm saying.
Going to wait a second to give you the count. I believe it's 1-0 the count. Strike. Looks like the count is 1-1. 2-1. Big swing and a miss. And apparently it was 2-2, and now he struck out.
Over your head last time, Clark. Bring your way, Ben.
Next up to bat, number 5, Carter Zariva. Carter Zariva gave a nice big hit in the second inning to bring in a lot of people in scoring position, but they were unable to capitalize, leaving the score still 8-1 Sumter. First pitch is a ball outside. Second pitch is a ball. With that mishandled ball, 13 is going to get on over to second base. That is now 3-0 as Chase Denton finds himself very far behind the batter. And 4-0 the count, allowing number 5, Carter Zariva, to walk to first base. Back up at the top of the lineup now, number 23, Dietrich Schufford. Looks like we might have a pitching change here. Nice little huddle going on. Right now at the top of the 4th inning, Sumter's still leading 8-1, and it looks like they're keeping in number 7 as the pitcher. That was a long discussion right there. Definitely thought they were going to be pulling him, but he still has some juice left in the arm.
Now batting for Beaufort County, the number 23, Dietrich Schubert.
Lead off, Ben.
We're going to take a brief second to look at the Bluffton and the May River real quick as we then skate on back to the field with the first pitch. Schuford had to duck the ball. 1-0 the count right now. One and one the count with a nice strong pitch right down the strike zone. Man in scoring position and 1 man on first base. Strike 2 as we now even the count up at 2-2. Oh, my apologies, 1-2. Beaufort, two ducks on the pond, as they like to say, but haven't been able to capitalize on any of their scoring positions, and they've had quite a number of guys in scoring position over the last 4 innings. Tags the runner out, running to third. But Schuford is able to get to first base, and that makes 2 outs in this inning with number 21, Kyler McKeever, up to bat. Kyler McKeever has had success with the bat in his hand today, has brought in the only run. First pitch, strike 1. Second pitch is actually a ball, so 1-1 is the count. Man on first and second, 2 outs at the top of the 4th inning. Two and one now the count with what appeared to be a low ball. Shot right open into the gap. Picked up by the center fielder trying to pitch back into the shortstop. Bases loaded right now for number 27, Logan Butcher. Now we've seen this before for Beaufort County, and they were unable to capitalize on having so many runners in scoring position. Logan Butcher looking to change the luck of Beaufort County and try to bring some guys in here.
27, Logan Berger.
He is normally a very accurate ball placement type of hitter, but does possess some power to put it in a position to bring in some guys. That looked like a very good pitch, straight down the center for strike one. He's trying to pick off the man at third base.
Sir, yes, sir.
Butcher looking at an 0-1 count right now with the bases loaded, 2 outs at the top of the fourth. Foul ball. Butcher now looking at an 0-2 count.
Are you gonna save all these affidavits? Okay, good. Got it.
High pop-up caught by the catcher. Beaufort County once again not able to capitalize on having men in scoring position. So they having the ability to finish off the inning with some scores is the only thing that would be beneficial to Beaufort at this time. They have guys in position, are just not able to finish. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning with number 9 on the mound, Ross Putnam, versus number 9 behind the plate, Dylan Jones. First pitch is a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Shoots the gap. Good ball placement once again by Sumter. Next up to bat, number 11, Clark Kinney. Clark Kinney's kind of been one of those kids that we have called his name a lot today because he is a great ball player. Wish I had more of their biographical information so we could find out a little bit more about him, but hopefully he continues to play baseball for a long time. Strike one. Yeah, that's the money machine. Tries to pick off the Dylan Jones at first base. Beaufort County has got to be careful with those pickoff attempts. It has cost them valuable base position. Tight ball inside, and with that mishandled ball again, number 9 is able to gallop on over to 2, but looks like they're sending him back. Not really sure why he went back there. Looks like 0-2 is the count. Strike three, he's out. So just wanted to verify he didn't tip that, but Clark Kinney not able to continue the high level of success that he had in the first game, but still playing very well in this second game. Now batting, number 3, Chess Schwindler. Once again, attempting to pick off Dylan Jones at first base. In my opinion, that's just too risky of a move for some of these pitchers to be doing, especially with what I've seen it cost. High ball out in the left field. Ball has gotten under. Call it. That's 2 outs right now at the bottom of the 4th. Next up to bat, we got number 10, Ben Reynolds.
Now batting will be number 10, Ben Reynolds.
Still man on first base, 2 outs with an 8-1 lead. Sumter looks to try to continue to stay alive in this inning. Ball's hit right to the third baseman, goes to first base to Butcher, and that makes out number 3. And Ross Putnam does a good job of getting out of the inning without any runs scored. That takes us to the end of the 4th inning. We will see you back here.
Total pitches for Ross Putnam.
Back here at the top of the 5th, back on the County Channel.
And after 4 innings of play.
Cars all over Beaufort County are being targeted by thieves. We want to remind you not to leave valuables in your car and to keep your doors locked. If you have any information about recent thefts, please contact the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers.
I'm ready whenever you guys are. Oh. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning with Beaufort County up to bat. Looking at an 8-1 deficit right now, something Beaufort County still can come back from. As I mentioned earlier in the week, they were losing before a rain delay pretty largely. Came back the next day and on a huge comeback victory to remain undefeated. Now they did suffer their first loss today, and that's the whole reason why we're here right now, folks.
For Beaufort County will be number 10, Hudson Mullen.
Number 10, Hudson Mullen up to bat.
You want to come start getting this? It's just like our guy. Everybody just stands there and ready to roll.
You never stand anywhere.
No.
I've never seen you just stand.
1-0 the count right now.
Who's the priest? Is that you, Cameron?
2-0 the count right now.
Coach doesn't realize this kid can only throw
Now,
9 pitches.
number 7 only has 7 more pitches before he caps out. Now, some of the scenarios, if he does cap out, I believe the game can go under protest, or another scenario may play out. Right now, 2-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Far outside, 3-1 the count. Now, number 7, Chase Denton. You can tell his arm's starting to fatigue a little bit as he stretches out his shoulders quite a bit, but he's up near 90-some pitches at this point. First out right there. Great play by the third baseman, number 10, Ben Reynolds, to get it over to first base.
How many totals do you have now? Total right now is looking at 69. Yeah, so he's got 4 more pitches.
Next up to bat, number 11, Braden Deneen. Now, once again that we touched on, Chase Denton only has 4 more pitches left that he is able to throw. Once a player in this age group gets high fly ball, 3 pitches left, and now number 1, Job Stevens up to bat. Job Stevens did a great job in the last game, finishing up, allowing no more runs once he got in.
Now batting for Beaufort County will be number 1, Jacob Stevens.
So it's going to be interesting to see Job Stevens still the batter. First pitch is a strike. Only 2 pitches left to finish out. Oh, so he can finish out the batter, was what I'm being told. But so this is really his last batter that he's going to be able to take, and it could very well possibly even end the inning. 0-2 the count. First ball thrown, and that officially makes him at 95 pitches, but as I mentioned, once I was notified, he's allowed to finish off the batter, so this is his last batter.
He's not at 95. He's at 73 for the game, 95 for the day.
I mentioned
Make sure I don't want nobody to be with him saying, oh, he's got 95 through 22 and over.
so he, One and 2 the count.
You see this coach thing, you know. It's a lot of pitches. Yeah. Especially coming back after already throwing and taking a break and throwing more.
Another foul ball. Looks like it bounces off the catcher's mask. Looks like umpire Lineberger's having a brief discussion with the pitcher. Lineberger is the umpire's name behind the plate. He's walking on back. Next pitch struck him out. So, total pitches for this game, for Chase Denton is 78. combined with his earlier pitches, will actually pitch him out, and we be the last we see of him behind or on the mound. We're going to take a brief intermission and resume back at the bottom of the 5th inning with our score still 8-1 Sumter. He goes.
I care about Beaufort County and its environment and its natural resources.
I care about our waterways.
I care about our trees and air.
I care about our animals and wildlife.
Beaufort County cares. On Thursday, November 1st, we'll be cleaning up litter and showing the county we care.
We care.
I care.
We care.
Help us keep Beaufort County beautiful.
And welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning of this very good game between Sumter and Beaufort County. Sumter is up 8-1 and still has a possibility to mercy rule Beaufort County if Beaufort County doesn't seem to stop the bleeding. One and one is the count right now. Far ball outside.
There's a far ball outside. Is that a far ball or a fire ball or a far ball?
2-1 the count. 2-2 the count with a big swing up here, the big gust of wind. Bottom of the 5th inning right now, the score 8-1. High pop up, caught by the second baseman for the first out.
Now at bat for Sumter will be number 14, Bryson Hodge.
Now batting, number 14, Bryson Hodge. One out so far, and Beaufort cannot afford to allow any more runs this inning. And once again, tremendous ball placement by Sumter, shooting that gap between third base and the shortstop. And you hate to see some of the Beaufort County guys kind of having a little bit of beaten down body language. They got to try to pick themselves up. They are still in this game. It is very possible to score 8 runs in an inning, and especially with 2 innings left for them to bat, it's very possible for them to come back in this game. Safe. That was a very close call. Way to hang on to that ball, though, for the second baseman. Number 10, Hudson Mullen. It appears to be the only other Beaufort player's name I know because I've said it so many times. One nothing is the count as he steps off the mound to look back. Number 7, Chase Denton, just finished his time at pitching and now going to try to continue his success as a batter. 2-0 the count. high ball out in the right field. Right fielder gets underneath it for out number 2. Putnam just got to get one more out to make sure that they don't score anymore. As I mentioned, this is almost identical to the game before, where early on Sumter took tremendous advantage of opportunities. But then after a few pitching changes by Beaufort County, it was eventually stopped and the game kind of leveled off. Just Beaufort was unable to bring in enough runs to bring the game back to a competitive rate. Now hopefully Beaufort can score a couple more runs in here and make it a closer game, so a little bit more fire in the action. Oh, 1 in the count. Oh, slips right past the third baseman. Number 14 is going to come in for the 9th run scored by Sumter. And he is marked safe at second. Appears that we might have an injured player right here. Shakes it off a little bit. Going to have Coach Eddie Rodriguez come out and check him out. Maybe just a walk it off type of play. Tough kid. And Matt Watts reminds me that Hudson's father was a pro baseball player. Probably taught him how to shake it off and get going. Next up to bat, Sean Rouse. Sean Rouse, very successful in the first game getting on base. Only gotten on the base one time in this game. (1-0) the count with a man on second. 9-1 the score, 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th. And got called for bulking. Oh. Never mind. Looks like there was just an accessory that needed to come off the batter. Runner. Ball 2. Ross Putnam has got to stop the bleeding now for Beaufort to have any chance. Strike 1. 2-1 the count right now. And if I'm Ross, I'm looking to put this away right now. High foul ball. Is it still playable? It is for the 3rd out, and Ross gets out of the inning only allowing 1 run, and at the end of the 5th inning, that brings the score to 9, Sumter 1, Beaufort County. We'll be right back on the County Channel right after this at the top of the 6th.
Welcome veterans to our new home at Beaufort City Hall. For 29 years we were in the Human Services building on Duke Street, and they finally moved us to a new location. So in the future, if you need our services, don't go to Duke Street, come to Boundary Street, Beaufort City Hall on the 1st floor. We look forward to seeing you here.
And welcome back to the top of the 6th inning at the Dixie State Junior Boys Championship. The new pitcher for Sumter is actually number 2, Sean Rouse, who has demonstrated his ability to get around the bases, but let's see if he's going to be able to prevent people from getting on base right now. Your leadoff batter for Beaufort is the DH, Owen Harwell.
Leading off the top of the 6th for Beaufort County, number 13, Owen Harwell.
Here we go. The first pitch in the 6th inning. Mishandled by the catcher, but ball 1. Now Sean Rouse does have a lot of heat behind the ball, trying to really show his versatility. Just got to try to find that strike zone right now, which is kind of common when you come in cold after 2 full games. 2-0 the count. There it is, and you could hear the velocity of that ball. Got Matt Watts over here making notes with some of my vocab words that I've been using. Pop-up ball, center field, and out. Now batting, number 9, Ross Putnam.
Coming to the plate for Beaufort County, will be number 9, Ross Putnam.
1 out right now. Sean Rouse trying to make the best out of his time up on the mound. This game has a completely different pace from the previous game. This game, very slow. Seems to be dragging out a lot longer than the last one, but still almost the same score set. This was about the time last game when Beaufort went on a little bit of a run and brought it to 4-9. Does not look like Putnam was hit, but pretty close. 1-1 the count. Strike 2 there. Once again, same type of impact that his ball has hitting the back of the catcher's glove. Two and 2 the count now. And for a 13-year-old boy, Sean Rouse is very muscular. Don't normally see that in a kid of that age, but he's a very muscular young man. Strike 3 and strikes him out. That's 3 strikes. Maybe just 2 strikes. So it appears to be some type of mix-up on our end. We thought Lineberger called a strike on the first pitch, but apparently it was a ball. So that allows Ross Putnam to walk to first base.
Number 5, Carter Zariva.
Up to bat, number 5, Carter Zariva, with 1 man on base, 1 out. And Beaufort's gotta press hard, put the pedal to the metal here. Looks like strike 1. Umpire really hasn't been hanging up much of a signal here lately. And he hits the batter right in the back. You can just kind of hear his parents go, "Walk it off, kid," and he gets to first base. Back to the top of the lineup, number 23, Beaufort.
Number 23, Dietrich Schiefer.
First pitch is a strike. Strike two, 0-2 the count right now with a man on first and second, one out at the top of the sixth inning. And that mishandled ball is going to safe. So that mishandled ball created a quick space for both of the runners to advance one spot. And even though the third baseman did have the ball, it looked like he kind of tripped up over and never actually tagged the runner. Two and two the count right now. Looks like that ball was tipped, so Beaufort stays alive for another pitch. A double play right there by number 7, Chase Denton, the former pitcher for Sumter. Makes a pretty heads-up play. That brings us to the bottom of the sixth inning, with Beaufort still trailing 9-1. Sean Rouse had 18 pitches in that inning. And we're going to take a brief break here. We'll be right back on the County Channel.
Series. There's a smash to right field. That ball is way back. Gone. Nico Lang. So Beaufort County home run shot over the right field.
Did you know Beaufort County has a trash and litter ordinance? Violating this ordinance can land you a hefty fine. For more information, go to bcgov.net/code enforcement.
And welcome back to the bottom of the sixth inning for the State Junior Dixie Boys Tournament. Beaufort County finds themselves behind 9-1. Hopefully with only one more chance at bat that they have to stop them here. They can't allow any more runs to come in if they want a chance, any chance to come back and win this game, which we have seen Beaufort do before. We have seen other teams in this tournament do before, too. Your leadoff batter for Sumter is number 9, Dylan Jones. Your pitcher is still number 9, Ross Putnam for Beaufort County also. 9 versus 9. And a nice bunt. That was a very good bunt by Dylan Jones right there. What? Oh, and a mishandled. He's going all the way to third, taking advantage of that inaccurate throw, and oh, he's going home. Wow, what a heads-up play by Dylan Jones, and taking advantage of a bunt for a home run. I don't think I've ever seen that, ladies and gentlemen. An in-park home run off of a bunt. 10-1 is the score, and you don't see that very often. Now up to bat, number 11, Clark Kenny, looking to pull out of his bag of tricks some of his success from the first game into this game. Probably one of the coolest things you're going to see in baseball, and I don't think at any level I've ever seen that before. A nice bunt, a couple of inaccurate throws that led to an in-the-park home run, and now a deep ball. Clark Kenny with his second home run, and that's a walk-off home run for Sumter to come back from the loser's bracket to win the game. And I would think if you have to give a most valuable player award to both games today, it would definitely go to number 11, Clark Kenny. That is the ball game with the final score 11-1. Beaufort County. Beaufort County is going to still need to have their heads up high because they had a very successful tournament and showed a lot of talent and resilience in this whole tournament throughout the week. And now they're going to shake hands, and we'd like to thank you guys for coming out here and watching us today and watching some great baseball with some great young athletes. And you have a great time. Hopefully we'll see you soon on the County Channel.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to BeaufortCountySC.gov, scroll down to Public Meetings, click Watch Now, and then click the Video on Demand button and select your program from the list.
Call the meeting to order.
If you'd like a DVD of this program, click on the link on the right and fill out the order form. And thank you for watching the County Channel.